Hey guys, welcome back to another video from Hoops Empire. Before I start, I just want to let you guys know to drop a sub if you haven't already, like the video, and comment if you agree or disagree with my takes. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a breakdown of my top 3 sleeper picks of the 2020 NBA Draft. And without wasting any time, let's dive into number 3, Grant Riller. Riller is an extremely underappreciated player in this draft, which doesn't make much sense looking at things at face value. He has averaged nearly 22 points per game in his last 2 seasons at Charleston, on 52% shooting from the field and 35% shooting from 3 on over 4 attempts per game. He is easily one of the better and more reliable scorers of this draft, but is projected late first round to even early second round, when his upside with any NBA organization is so high. He shoots a staggering 49% on running jumpers, 43% on pull-up jumpers, and nearly 65% at the rim at just 6'3". He has the potential to be an extremely good starter with his flashes of off-the-dribble shooting and shot creating. Grant is a very talented 3-level scorer, and his aggressiveness could bank him a 6-man spot on many teams straight out of the draft. His main weakness comes on the defensive end, but not for lack of skill, more for lack of awareness. He lapses far too often, but the talent is clearly there. He could thrive with a good defensive coach. Teams like Boston, Utah, and Miami, with coaches like Stevens, Spoelstra, and Snyder. These teams should think about using their late first-round picks on this guy to develop him into one of the better two-way players in not just the draft, but the league overall. At number 2, we have a very intriguing pick, Aleksej Pokusevski. Aleksej is probably the highest risk, highest reward player in this draft, projected late first round. We have seen the likes of international players like Porzingis, Doncic, Giannis, Siakam, Doumbouya, and more thrive in this league as of late. 5 of the last top 35 picks in the NBA draft have been international players, and Aleksej has the potential to be the next great. He's a 7-footer with handles, playmaking ability, off-the-dribble shooting, and playmaking, as well as 3-point shooting. He shoots just 32% on 4 attempts per game. However, while this may seem not so great, scouts and teams are drooling over that number because it shows his willingness to shoot and improve, especially in limited minutes. Because in reality, he is the youngest player in this draft at just 18 years old, not turning 19 until late December. On the defensive end, he is actually quite intelligent and has the quickness to become very positionally versatile. He has some great defensive IQ, and the only problem he has overall is that he is very skinny, just hitting 200 pounds at over 7 feet tall. Speaking that he is just 18 and has not reached his body maturity, bulking up with an NBA regimen should be relatively easy. To sum him up, like I started, he's a very high risk, possibly proving to be another Dragon Bender type player, but with the upside of a playmaking Porzingis. And finally, my number 1 sleeper pick in the draft is a player that is projected as a late lottery pick, Devin Vassell. You may be thinking, how is a lottery pick a sleeper pick? That's because Devin, in my eyes, can be the best player in this draft class. Vassell is an explosive, high-flying finisher, a knockdown shooter, blazing speed, a near 7-foot wingspan, and insane potential. He shoots nearly 42% on 5 3-point attempts per game. He's a very versatile scorer, shooting nearly 45% from mid-range and over 70% from 0 to 5 feet from the basket. One aspect of his game he could work on is getting to the line. He shoots around 80% on his free throws, which is above average, but he has a low free throw rate of just .221. He needs to learn how to better draw contact, especially for a player with his motor. He is an efficient, high-volume 3-level scorer, making him a near-perfect offensive player. He lacks some playmaking ability, and his shot creating is largely a step-back jumper, so he needs to work in that category as well, but otherwise he is extremely solid. On the defensive end, this is his bread and butter. He is very versatile on the defensive end, able to guard 1 through 4 quite efficiently with his 6'7" frame at the 2-guard spot. His energy and tenacity on the defensive end allows him to be a menacing on-ball defender, holding opponents to a very low shot percentage on every spot on the floor. Often, energy can translate to mistakes, but that's not the case with Vassell. He's one of the best team defenders in this draft class, one of the best off-ball defenders we've seen in a long time, and this is with no NBA experience. His work in the passing lanes and in the pick and roll is outstanding. He rarely lapses on the defensive end, and is one of the best defensive guards you could ask for in recent memory. Just like Pokusevski, Vassell is on the skinnier side, also just hitting 200 pounds, but again, With an NBA training staff, he will easily be able to get to a more suitable 215 to 220 to increase his ability to body larger opponents, making him the near perfect two-way player of this class. He has extreme upside, and even his floor seems to be many players' ceilings. There is hardly any downside with a player of his caliber. He may go late in the lottery, but any team that gets him is getting who I believe is the steal of the draft. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know down below if you agree with my picks or if you have any other sleeper picks. And yeah, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe per usual, and have a good one.